Hello children, welcome back. I am Namrata Paul and I'll be teaching you economics. Now, before beginning with the chapter, let us understand about economy and its meaning. What is economy? An economy is a system which provides people the means to work and earn a living. Now, whenever we think of the word economy, we think it is all about money. Okay, money is just a helpful tool over here. It is about weighing different choices or alternatives. Let us understand this with an example.
So, our example is your decisions about whether it should be you or your brother or sister who should be the one to clean the dishes, whether you should spend an hour a week volunteering for a worthy charity or send them a little money via your cell phone. In many cases, money is merely a helpful tool or just a veil to evaluate some of the goals you really care about and how you make choices about those goals. Similarly, when we take a decision in our daily life, in economy also, we have to make decisions by weighing different choices or alternatives. Think of any society. People in the society need many goods and services in their daily life, including food, clothing, shelter, transport facilities like roads and railways, postal services, and various other services like that of teachers and doctors. Let us move ahead. People perform different economic activities to earn their living. Okay, so they have different choices as to which economic activity are they going to adopt and which decisions are they going to make, because you see economy is a system, so they have to work in a system. For example, the teachers go to the school, the doctors go to the hospital, the farmers go to their fields, and industrialists go to their industries. The nature and level of economic activities performed by the people of an area would reveal a system by which people of that area earn their living. This system is called economy. Now let us understand the nature and level of economy as how a system is classified into these two. Nature of economic activities performed by the people, and the second is level of economic activities performed by the people. Let us understand this. Nature of economic activity reveals the nature of economy, and the level of economic activity reveals the level or state of the economy, whether it is a developed or underdeveloped. Let us consider a village. We may find that most people in the village are engaged in agricultural activity to earn their living. Accordingly, we shall conclude that the economy of this village is an agricultural economy. This is about the nature of economy. Further, we may find that the most farmers in the village are rich farmers. They are engaged in high-level production activity. Accordingly, we shall conclude that the economy of this village is a rich economy or a developed economy. This is about the state of the economy.
What is economics? It is a science of human behavior. It means the way an individual behaves. Suppose you went to any shop and bought a thing, let's say a dress, but then you see some offers where for rupees 10 you can buy two or more things. So somehow your behavior will change as to whether I should buy those offers as well or not. Let's take another example. You went to a shop to buy a t-shirt, say, or it was priced at rupees 1500. But then you saw a shirt of rupees 750, which was better than the t-shirt and it was cheap. So you thought that it would serve me the same purpose. Also, the price is less and you buy the shirt, not the t-shirt. So overall, our psychological impact is Whenever we start off thinking something, we think of our satisfaction and how we can maximize it. And this behavior is same for all the consumers. Also to be noted that the producers think of how she or he can sell something of rupees 200 instead of rupees 100. Or the same is the behavior of any society, as it always looks where the development is more and how can we take this development forward. So overall, economics is the science of behavior where resources are limited. Now, what is a resource? A resource is a source of supply, support or aid, especially one that can be readily drawn upon when needed. Or, to put it in simple words, things which satisfies the humans directly. What happens when resources are limited? The customer will try to maximize the satisfaction. Society will try to increase social welfare. Producer will try to increase its profit. So overall, economics is a science where resources are limited, and from these limited resources, the customer satisfies its needs in maximum way possible. The producer maximizes its profit, and society maximizes its social welfare. From here, we get two things based on a resource. First, it is limited or scarce, or you can say scarcity. Secondly, it has its alternative uses. First, let us understand what do we mean by a limited resource or scarcity. The basic definition of scarcity refers to the limitation of supply in relation to demand for a commodity. Suppose around 100 people or around 100 customers want Nivea body lotion. Now, in that particular shop, there are only 50 Nivea body lotions available. So, the number of Nivea body lotions is a limitation. Okay, and over here the demand is more. So, it refers to the limitation of supply in relation to demand for a commodity. The number of Nivea body lotions are limited, but the demand is high. Next, we move on to alternative uses. What do you mean by alternative uses? For example, you have rupees 10. Now, with rupees 10, what all things can you buy? You can buy a toffee, a pen or pencil, etc. Now, what is rupees 10? Rupees 10 is a limited resource because you have only rupees 10 in your pocket and not an extra amount of penny. And the things that you can buy with rupees 10 like toffee, pen, pencil, etc. These are your alternative uses. Suppose the pen is not available, so you will go for a pencil and so on. So what are the two characteristics of resources? Firstly, it is limited or scarce. Secondly, it has its alternative uses. Now we move forward to economic problem. When does an economic problem arise? When you have a choice. Why do you have a choice? Because resources are limited. And when resources are limited, we choose the best combination, which means that how can you utilize rupees 10 in the best way possible. So, why did you had to choose? Because of the limited resource. And the problem that arises because of this is known as the economic problem. Now, why is it a problem? Let us revise. Firstly, the resources are limited. Secondly, it has alternative uses. That means the resources have alternative uses. And thirdly, human wants are unlimited. Now, the 2 points, that is limited resources and alternative resources, you all have understood. Let us focus on the third point, that is human wants are unlimited. If I go back 30-40 years ago, humans used to listen to radios for their entertainment. Then after a few years, we started using black and white television. Then after a few years, we started using colored television screens. Then after that came the LCD, and now we have the LED TVs. This shows that human wants are unlimited, and according to time, it keeps on increasing. Now, let us discuss the definition of economics. Economics is a social science concerned with the production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. That means they are concerned that what are to be produced, how will those things be distributed, and whether these goods that are produced and these services are given are going to be consumed or not, and what are the group of people will the particular commodity or the particular produce or the particular service will be consumed. It studies how individuals, businesses, governments, and nations make choices on allocating resources to satisfy their wants and needs, trying to determine how these groups should organize and coordinate efforts to achieve maximum output. Now, Now, to study these limited resources on an individual level and on an aggregated or whole level turned out to be a big problem. To solve this problem, that what are the problems on an individual level and what are the problems on a whole level, an economist, Ragnar Frisch, divided the subject economics into two parts, microeconomics and macroeconomics. Let us understand from where we get the word economics. The English term economics is derived from the Greek word oikonomia, which means household management. From this subject, we got micro and macro. Now, if you understand the meaning of I and O, you will understand the difference of microeconomics and macroeconomics very easily. If you see the letter I in microeconomics, you can relate this I to the individual or small level. And the letter A in macroeconomics, you can relate it to the aggregated or whole, or you can say on a large level. Now you all understood about how the resources are limited or scarce and how the consumer, producer and the society maximize the satisfaction. So the economic problem can be studied on micro level as well as on macro level. Now we know I is related to on an individual level, which means to study the economic problem on an individual level. And the letter A stands for aggregated or whole, to study the economic problem on an aggregated level. Now let us understand the basic meaning of microeconomics and macroeconomics. Microeconomics deals with economic issues related to small economic units, such as an individual firm, an individual household, or an individual consumer. Whereas macroeconomics deals with the economic issues at the level of the economy as a whole. In the next video, I will explain you in detail about microeconomics as well as macroeconomics. Thank you.